The girl next door is a phrase that's meant to represent the perfect woman. You know, the girl next door, she's beautiful, she's familiar, an idea in your head that everything you ever wanted is put together all in one person, aka her, the girl next door. And in TV and in film, she is often seen as the next door neighbor, you know, the small town. You probably know her for a very long time, and you know, you always been friends, but just nothing more than friends. You couldn't get past that, you know, friendship level. And when you see her, she moves in slow motion, but can't seem to see herself like how you see her, and it's just crazy. In the earlier seasons of The Big Bang Theory, Penny is often seen as the hot blonde, you know, love interest to Leonard, with the guys completely changing how they normally act when she's around versus when she is around. It's crazy. Like
Hello.
Ты очень красивая девушка.
I'm sorry?
Haven't you ever been told how beautiful you are in flawless Russian?
It's crazy. Like, they put her
No.
on a pedestal. They're willing to do anything for her without hesitation. And when they put her on a pedestal like a goddess, it's literally not doing anything good. It's just depicting her as someone who can't do no wrong. And this type of delusion is puts her in a state of, you know, not being a person. Often seen and treated like an idol is what they do in these shows. And another trait that is associated with the girl next door is someone who can do no wrong and has this complete innocence and purity about her. You know, something that often drives the male character building this false narrative about her as a person. He sees her this way, but in reality she's the complete opposite. You know, as for example in Riverdale, Betty's often pictured as the picture perfect girl next door. You know, she's blonde, she has a ponytail, she does cheerleading, she's helpful with, you know, extracurricular activities. She is the perfect girl next door, seeming as innocent, dressing innocent, but on the opposite, she's the complete opposite. You know, she's very dark, she's psychopathic, and you know, she's out of a completely alter ego of herself. And she's often like sexual awakening for the main character, widely desired and loved. She's the man's first love and very important to his personal development. In The Girl Next Door, Danielle transformed Matthew from an awkward, sheltered high schooler into a confident and joyful young man. And also in the Girl Next Door, he helps her, and it just shows that the girl next door is just really someone that you have this love for, that, you know, there's just something that can be beat, and they can sometimes lead into a good thing, where he helps her get some of her purity back, you know, because she was an adult film star, and she helps him break out of his shell and become his own man and find peace and joy in life. And that was just a great movie, bro. In finishing, for Isabella's entire personality is centered around Phineas, who literally can't even notice that she has a crush on him. She obsesses over him so much that her entire mood depends on what type of attention he gives her. The type of worldview being so dependent on one person can permanently change how someone acts their whole life. Her entire identity becomes Phineas. And doing this in real life can cause an identity crisis and not knowing yourself. It diminishes your personal self-worth and turning another person into a glass figure. But yeah, man, that's all I wanted to talk about when it comes to the girl next door trope. A lot of these times, we as men have experienced that girl next door, and sometimes it's been good, sometimes it's been bad. It's all about, you know, just finding that right person and going through life, because that's what life is, a journey. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Peace.